Hello, I'm Felix Burkhardt, and I'd like to show you how to set up Nkululeko. It's a software to do speech processing without the need to program yourself. I start by showing you my desktop. We do this on Windows. Usually, I would prefer, or I would suggest that you use Linux, but I guess Windows is more used in the world, and it's also possible to use it on the Windows as well as on the Mac OS actually. So I showed there, and I probably know, as you found this video, where this is. You go to the GitHub page from Nkululeko. It's up here, the URL. So Felix Boer, that's me, and then Nkululeko. And I have a little example called the Hello World example that should set you up fastly. And that's what I would like to go through with you now from the scratch on Windows 10, I think, in my case. So first thing is you have to do all these steps. Looks like a lot, but well, let's do one after the other. Set up Python on your computer version. So do I have Python on my computer? Some people might not know. One thing to find out is that you open a command line window, a terminal window. So in Windows, you do that by typing command here in this type thing. And then in German, it's called Eingabeaufforderung. Rather long word for a console or a terminal window or whatever. So I click on it, and then here we go. Oh, sorry, vanished. That's the one. And so to test if I have Python or not, I simply type Python, and then I go through it, and I see, yeah, it's Python version 3.9.8. So that's above 3.6, and so I'm good. To leave it, that was just a test. So to leave it, I quit, and I'm back. What then? Next, create a folder on your computer. So we did this here, right? Next point, create a folder on your computer for this example. Let's call it Cooler Work. So I'll do, I think it's make dear Cooler Work. I can have any name actually, but for the sake of this. And then I would go there, CD, change directory to Nkululeko Work, and now I'm here. And as of now, it is an empty directory. So what's next? Download Nkululeko and unpacking this folder. So here we are on Git, and I use this, the code button, and I say download zip file. And this gets me Nkululeko, and I download it to Nkululeko, right, to this folder that I've just set up, right? It's here under my home. And so I say yes, save this. And then I think Firefox shows me somewhere if it's already done. Well, let's see. I make dear, and yes, it looks as if it would be there. To unpack it, I don't know how to do this in Windows on the command line, so I simply do it with the Explorer. I go, can I go here? Go, well, don't really know my way around with Windows, honestly. So I go to my, it's absurdly difficult to go to your own home directory. Here it is, my home directory, fxbook. And this is my Nkululeko, and so now I can click with the right mouse and say extract them all to this, not an extra one, just like this. And I think that didn't work. Oh, did it? No, sorry, try again. So extract all. extract to here, this, and extract. There we go. Now it does something. And if I click here, I see that's that. But, so I don't need the zip file anymore. Can delete that. Going back to my step-to-step is something I would like to show you. Make sure the folder is called Nkululeko and not something else. For example, Nkululeko main. So I have to rename this. I can rename it. I should be able to rename it. Umbenennen. So umbenennen is German for rename. And I remove the minus main. That's it. Now I got this settled. Now get a copy of the Berlin EmoDB. Berlin EmoDB is a database of Berlin of emotional speech, so acted emotional speech in a special format that is supported by Nkululeko. And so I say yes, save the target to my folder, and doing this. Here you see there's a little clock that shows me how far I am with downloading. And when it's full, then my demo database is there. I go back to my internet, no, my Explorer, Windows Explorer it's called, I think. And again, I have to extract it, saying yes, extract it simply here, not in a special folder, please. Just like this. Would you do that? Yeah, does it. 541 elements, that makes sense. That's about the size of the samples in the EmoDB in the standard version. And again, I can delete the zip file, don't need that anymore. And I see everything is here and unpacked. That's nice. So going back to my how-to, I got the Berlin EmoDB and unpacked it. Now I go to my terminal and I do this, create a Python environment and activate it. Under Windows, so I go to my, oops, it's better to see if I like this. So now I'm here, right, in my terminal window, and I say Python -m venv. Venv, this means take the module virtual environment and create a virtual environment called venv again. So I'll do that. Yeah, I had to return, and it takes a while, but then after some time it should be okay. And I can activate it in Windows, under Windows, by calling venv scripts and activate. Activate. That's the name of the script that activates the environment. And if I do that, then I see that this venv is training my prompt. So that's more or less the proof that I'm in the virtual environment. And now if I type Python again, let's see, have I got the right Python version? Yeah, it's still Python. Okay, now I have to set up all the packages that Nkululeko needs. So again, we're here. First, going back here. So now we have 3 folders, EmoDB, Nkululeko, and the virtual environment. These 3 folders are in my, and I have to install the requirements. I do that. So I do pip, the Python package installer. And what I want to install is on the Nkululeko requirements.txt. So I do this. And if this is not simply pip, but pip install pip install -r. So sorry, I forgot that. Nkululeko. So pip install -r and then this requirement text. And if you do that for the first time, that might take very long. I do it a second time, and it seems that much has been cached. So that's looking good. Let's see how long that takes. But as I said, it looks nice. That's how it should look. Package wheel is not installed. Okay, not sure if that's needed. Honestly, I don't really know what package wheel does. So it has to do with the packaging itself. Right. Perhaps I can say some general words while we wait that that is finished. So Nkululeko is a software to detect speaker characteristics. So something about a speaker by machine learning experiments with a high level interface. And the idea is to have a very high level framework based on other Python packages. It can be used by people not being experienced programmers because you have to adapt an initialization parameter file that I show you later. Let's see how far we are. Still doing something, running the setup now. Okay, that's it. Warning. So if you want to get rid of this warning, you simply do pip install --upgrade pip. Because absurdly, although I just installed it, pip is not the newest version. I don't know why that is, but it's easy to get rid of that. Just upgrade it. And so I think there's one error, but I seem to remember that's not an important one, especially as it concerns pip. If I do that again, there's no error anymore. So I guess that's fine. All right. Let's go further with our Hello World example here. I have 3 folders now. I installed everything. I can run the demo. Python, and the demo is under the demo folder, my experiments. So that's where the demo script is. But I've set everything up that it runs from this folder. So don't try to run it from somewhere else, but be in the Nkululeko work folder when you try this for the first time, unless you know what you're doing. So this is under Nkululeko demo and then my experiment, and I can run it. So yeah, enter. And now Nkululeko should do something. All right. So it says something is deprecated. My bad. I should change the source code. It loads the EmoDB database, loads tables. It infers the speaker names and the sexes of the speaker, and it sees which emotions are there: happiness, neutral. These are the category names of the emotions, and then it runs many epochs. This is multi-layer perceptron actually, and then it plots the final confusion matrix. So here's your results in the F1 score per class, pointed out here. Okay, everything's fine. Inspect the results in the newly created folder. So now there should be a 4th folder, and there's a confusion matrix, which is your so here we are, your final result. These are the 4 folders now. This one is new. It's the experiment. And if I see under images and 0 run, then I got my result here. It's a confused matrix. So it means you read it like this, that this is the intended emotion and this is a predicted one. So 29 samples of the intended anger were recognized as anger, but 22 were recognized as happiness. And that's one example, right? So another one, 2 of the examples meant fearful were recognized as anger, and 14 as fearful. So frightened. Right. Yeah, like this. That's a confusion matrix. I won't go deep into that. So that worked. I could finish this now, but let's go a bit deeper and change something. Inspect, play around with the demo configuration file. because here we have a configuration file. This is now the one on GitHub. So because, as I said, Nkululeko is a software that relieves you of the need to program yourself when running machine learning experiments. But obviously, you still have to tell the computer what you want to do. So you still have to define your experiment somehow. And you do this by filling these templates here, these configuration files. This is one example. And so you can edit this yourself and run a different experiment. And that's the last thing I would like to do here. The experiment is in the Nkululeko demo folder. It's XP EmoDB, and I suggest you use Visual Studio Code for that. So Visual Studio Code, is a surprisingly well-working software, taken that it comes from Microsoft, I think. It lets you program easily. It doesn't cost anything. You can download it for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And yeah, I would recommend that. At least it's the one that I use. So I started with code. And here we are, Visual Studio Code. Then you can open a folder. So I open my Kulu folder. And the nice thing is now that it automatically uses this Python environment as it has an environment in the top layer right here. So now if I go to my initialization file for Nkululeko, it was this one. I can say, okay, I see now how does it work with MLP, and now I want to try a different one. I don't want MLP, but I want XGBoost. An XGBoost classifier, that's something else. I leave everything as it was. Just I don't need 100 epochs now, but one epoch running is enough because XGBoost is just a linear classifier that runs only once. It's tree-based. So I go back here and I can rerun my experiment and see what happens. So that was fast. It again uses EmoDB. It reuses the already extracted features, and then it runs the XGBoost. And yeah, now I can actually use also the Visual Studio Code. I don't need Windows Explorer anymore to see to add the results. They are here in the experiment folder. And now there are two images. One is the old one with the MLP. Yeah, it's called MLP. And it's had an unweighted average recall of 0.552. And the XGBoost is a bit better, 0.644. And yeah, thanks for watching. That was the initial video for Nkululeko. I hope you understood it more or less. You were able to follow. Yeah, in case of problems, drop me something, or you can always open an issue actually. That's the way it goes here in the Nkululeko project issues. You can add an issue in case you want something fixed or something doesn't work or you want more functionality, whatever. Even better, you can program it yourself if you want. It's open source. Thanks again for watching, and I'll stop this. I'll try to stop this now. How do I stop it? Don't know, simply here.